Ever play the telephone game? Somebody makes up a wacky story and whispers it to the person next to them, who whispers it to the person next to them, and who whispers it to another. The whole point of the game is to see how badly the story is screwed up by the time it gets back to the start. You may have heard that that's how we get our current Bible translations. Every translation is just an update of the last one, right? Well, let's talk about that. Hi, my name is Gay O'Neill, and this is Jesus Stories, where we talk about church history and about heroes of the faith. Because so much of who we are is because of who they were. The telephone game and the Bible. Actually, there is some truth to that story. In the late 1300s, John Wycliffe completed the first translation of the complete Bible into English. Wycliffe's Bible translated the Latin Vulgate Bible from Latin to English. So Wycliffe's Bible was a translation of a translation. Sounds kind of like the telephone game. So, did the text suffer? No. Wycliffe's Bible was a strict translation of Latin. Strict as in word for word. And because of differences in grammar and in sentence structure, it was so strict that it was almost unreadable. In the years since Wycliffe's Bible, most Bible translators have used something called textual criticism. The Oxford Dictionary defines textual criticism as the process of restoring text as nearly as possible to their original form. If you remember from last week's video, the original copies of ancient documents are long gone. What we're left with was copied by a scribe, who copied something that was copied by a scribe. Textual criticism, in a nutshell, gathers all the existing copies of a document and compares them to each other. The areas of the copies that match are generally accepted as having been accurately copied from the original document. Any variations are annotated or footnoted. Practically everything that we know about ancient people, Julius Caesar, Plato, Homer, everything is verified using textual criticism because the original writings are gone. Modern Bible translators use a couple of different forms of textual criticism. In the late 1500s, a man named Erasmus compiled all of the earliest manuscripts that he could find, compiled them into a document that we today call the Textus Receptus. The Textus Receptus was the document that was used to translate the King James Bible. Another form of textual criticism is called the critical method. This method also uses the earliest available manuscripts, but it asks questions. What is the date of a particular document? How many other documents have the same text? And if there are variations, what might have caused them? The translators of the New American Standard and the New International Version, or NIV Bible, use the critical method, which explains why there are some variations between the King James Bible and some later translations like the NIV. For example, in the King James Bible, John 5 verse 4 reads, "For an angel went down at a certain season into the pool and troubled the water. Whoever then first after the troubling of the water stepped in was made whole of whatever disease he had." But John 5 verse 4 only appears as a footnote in the NIV. Why? Using the critical method, the translators of the NIV noted, first, John 5:4, the text makes the entire passage clearer. They also noted that verse 4 does not appear in any of the earliest manuscripts. So, the translators of the NIV determined that verse 4 was a note added by a scribe at some point to explain what was happening at the pool and was not a part of the original text. And so, a footnote. It's interesting to note that misspellings and copying errors like this are about as bad as it gets in Bible translations. There are no deviations that challenge Christian doctrine. Thanks again for watching Jesus Stories. This channel is all about church history and about heroes of the faith. Please, please do share this video. Let's spread the word. Share this video with someone who needs to hear this. And please let me know in the comments below what you'd like to hear me talk about. Thanks so much again, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.